Fairy Tale is back, and we start off where we left off, with Lucy and Brandish about to have their duel over Aquarius' key. Morphobia then reveals that he actually knows Aquarius. Both Lucy and Brandish are surprised by this, but he's like, well, I am the god of water, so it would make sense. And he's been around for at least 400 years, because he fled Acnologia. So the two had plenty of time to meet each other. Anyway, Aquarius, sensing Lucy and Brandish, she decides to summon herself to the real world. And the first thing she does is scold Lucy, saying she took forever, and tell Brandish to start barking. First off, her complaining doesn't even make sense about Lucy being late, because 1 day in the ancestral world is 3 months in the human world, which means after a year and maybe a few months, it's been at most a week in the celestial world. And if we're being completely honest, it's actually been less than that, because the last time she saw her was during the Avarice arc, which was just a few months ago, which means at most to Aquarius a day or two has passed. So that doesn't even make sense why she's complaining. As for the barking, yeah, I saw that coming. She kind of does that to Brandish anytime she sees her. She then realizes Morphobia is there and actually is happy to see him, so they do actually know each other. As for Caramel, she's very jealous, which obviously she would be. I mean, Morphobia is clearly happy to see a very beautiful woman. And based on the fact that Morphobia and Aquarius know each other, and the fact that Aquarius just appeared, I feel like the duel that we were promised between Brandish and Lucy isn't actually going to happen. Which kind of sucks, because I really did want to see this fight. I mean, it was set up at the beginning of the 100 Years Quest. Hell, it was even set up in Alvarez, but nope, I don't think it's happening. So we end up jumping back over to Nazi and Brian, and of course, their fight's still going. Brian is still gloating about the fact that he's been dragonized, and now he's invincible. But that's when Natsu says turning into a dragon was the worst decision he could have made. Happy then starts making a very similar speech he made to Lucy back in the first chapter, which is the lungs of a dragon, the claws of a dragon, the scales of a dragon. All of their purpose is to defeat a dragon. That is the purpose of Dragon Slayer magic. And then Natsu uses his Purgatory Slashing Dragon move on Brian, and he is just eviscerated in fire. Remember, this is supposed to mimic the attack of a dragon claw while being set on fire, so you are actually cut while burned with this move, which really sucks if you're the one getting hit by it. Brian starts coughing, which then turns into laughing. Natsu continues to demand where Igna is, but Brian ain't talking. Brian then charges Natsu and bites down right on his arm. It looked like he's about to eat him, but Natsu doesn't pull away. Instead, he declares that he's not going to stop until he's finished the 100 Years Quest by beating Igna, and he responds by lighting his arm on fire inside Brian's mouth, and then uses Fire Dragon Wing Attack. Now, he doesn't say the name of the attack in the panel, but I've seen this attack so many times I know what it is. Basically, it creates a whirlwind of fire, and he did this inside of Brian's mouth, so his teeth are just shattered, and his jaw is completely dislocated. Brian is, of course, still standing, so yeah, the Dragonification definitely made him way stronger, because Natsu was kicking his ass before. Now, Brian actually is standing a chance. I don't think he has a chance of beating Natsu. The strength gap is too different, because he hasn't been able to hurt Natsu, but Natsu's been beating the shit out of him. Misfortune then appears. Happy's all glad to see her, because Happy's happy to see any girl cat. That's just how he is. And at first, the way she was silhouetted, it implied that she probably went through Dragonification as well, but she didn't. And she's actually really upset about it. So I'm assuming the spell only affects humans at this point. So all animals are just normal. So no dragon animals, no dragon cows, no dragon sheep, just dragon people. But she declares that she's a member of Fire and Flame and decides to kidnap Happy. Natsu tries to save him, but at that point, Brian takes advantage of Natsu being distracted and starts to do a fire breath attack. In this case, it looks like a bunch of lasers, and Natsu's completely pelted with them. That's when Brian grows back his teeth and then readjusts his jaw back into place and starts gloating about how great Dragonification is and how easy Natsu is to defeat. And as soon as Brian finishes the sentence, he gets punched in the face once again, shattering his teeth all over again. So those new teeth that he just grew back, they're gone. And I'm assuming his jaw has also been dislocated again. Yeah, Natsu was basically unaffected by that fire blast, which doesn't surprise me because Natsu can eat fire. This is not surprising to me at all. Once again, I expected Natsu to beat the shit out of Brian, even if he did go through Dragonification, just because it took 3 members of Fire and Flame to beat Natsu. But the problem here is that if Natsu just knocked him out, which maybe he didn't, maybe his durability is holding out, but if Natsu did knock him out, he's not going to be able to ask him questions. So he can't fight Igna now. Natsu's best bet is just to go after Igna's Lacrima. It's probably being guarded by other members of Fire and Flame, but still, this would be the best time to go after it. If he can't find Igneal, then he should go after the Lacrima, which was his job from the beginning. But Natsu got distracted and decided he wants to go after his brother instead. I'm not surprised that Natsu gets distracted so easily. That's just how it goes. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, give it a thumbs up so you can enjoy more Fairy Tale and other things. Thank you and have a great day.